So in this chapter, we learn about simulation training. Stimulation training is essentially practicing the things that would occur during your event or your sport or whatever you're doing as an athlete. Essentially, you're practicing the things that are going on before or during this event in order to have yourself become more comfortable so you're not creating those negative stressors during the event. So this can help athletes in a lot of different ways. For one, it's going to decrease the amount of stress or anxieties, nervous feelings, etc. during the event. And since they will not have these, it will allow them to become more confident in themselves and perform more to their potential. It also allows them to feel like they are more in control of the situation. So one of the things I thought about when reading this chapter was how the MLB, the NFL, and the NBA handled not having fans at the games during COVID. So one of the things that these professional athletes are used to having is those loud noises of the fans in the crowd just around them during these events. And when COVID happened, no fans could go to the games anymore. So that was kind of removed from the situation. And for some athletes and coaches, etc., this could cause a lot of anxiety just because that's something they weren't used to. So in turn, they were able to play the noises of the crowd during the sporting events, and they were also able to have those like cardboard cutouts of people in the stands. So it was able to create those stimulants for the athletes, which in turn was able to make it more like a game for them. So that was just a cool thing that this chapter made me think of. So on this project, Diego and I decided to do the sport of baseball. So in the following portion of this video, Diego is going to explain some of the ideas that we came up with on how you could do stimulation training during a practice.
As a baseball coach, I will implement simulation training in our practice in different ways. The first one will be to have the player wear the same uniform that we use in games in practice. This will help them feel like game day every practice. Also, I have some scrimmage in my practice plan to simulate a real game where people are allowed to come and sit in the stand, so it's like having fans in the practice. This will benefit players who get nervous and lose confidence when performing in front of public. Also, doing these scrimmage games will help the player to be ready on game day and not become nervous or anxious. The last example will be wet or practice field to simulate the games we play on rainy days. Also, it will be very helpful practicing outside days that are cold or windy to practice fly ball or different things that can simulate playing in that environment and climate. For me, these examples are essential to be more prepared and increase our confidence in game day. Good preparation is the key for success.